We've got Windsor just coming down into turn number 9. The new bank corner here at the Arena circuit, now 11. And now braking for turn 12. 13 and 14 under the bridge, of course. And the next couple of corners just to now start over there. Milan's at pole last week in qualifying. It was a 1:26.2 for him as Windsor comes down into turn 5. Slight over rotation on the rear end there as we now get the power down and go down the chute towards turn 7. Right over to the left hand side here, almost weaving on the straight. You can from left to right so dramatically down into the chicane of turn 6 and 7. Left-hander of turn 8 and towards turn 9 as we cut the beam in sector 2. Fastest overall, but that is to be expected. Coming down into the next braking zone of turn number 12. Just across the line now, it'll be the first time. It's a 1:23.4 for him. And who's the next car? I think it was the Ferrari of Chaz. Who's next? It's no, it's a Stalwell before that. Qualified from the session is Hayton for looking in the pit lane. Chaz goes fastest here on provisional pole. Just waiting to see who the next car will be. Could be one of the McLarens. It is one of the McLarens. McLaren down in 16th place. Or 15th place now. And now 4th fastest is Hilly. Sorry about the silence. We'll wait to see other cars. Lee Webb crosses the line here. So does Craig NC. Rumble going slowly here. sorry about the silence there. We'll just get my audio sorted. Someone's commented I'm a little bit quiet. That should make it a little bit better there. Yes, apologies for the silence. I'm back proper now. So, who is on a fast lap at the moment? Is Jazz on a fast lap? Looks like it. 8 fastest at the moment. Personal best first sector is 17.6 there. Low on battery though, so I wonder if they'll improve in the final sector as they round turn 9, and then got the triple right to deal with one of them being the braking zone of turn 12, turn 11, and then there's 12 just in front of the hotel. Back to the middle of the road because the left-hander comes up quickly around the double left there of 13 and 14, around turn 15 and into the final corner of turn 16. He was down on their lap time in the second sector. They'll be down in the last as well. They do move up a place though, 2.5 tenths up on their previous attempt. The Grim Sleeper now starting their next attempt with 8.5 minutes left on the clock as Chaz Knight Rider goes even faster here. Takes a purple sector 3. Sector 2 is held by Winsworth at the moment, and Dan White is the sector 1 best overall time with a 17.463. The Grim Sleeper now rounding turn 5, personal best in the first sector there. Coming down over the crest and where the track cuts in a little bit there as the car park's on the left hand side of your screen. Turn 6 and 7, the quick chicane, a very important exit here as well because we've got a long run through turn 8 down towards turn 9. The banked left-hander now used to be a triple chicane starting there, but that was taken away, as I said earlier, in 2021. All manner of lines that you can take through this turn 9, then turn 10, turn 11 and 12. I said stay in the middle of the road, try and use some of the curb, it stays off it for now, and the next one at turn 13, trying to use all the road on the outside, back to the left for the flat out right hander and into the tricky final corner, stays to the left to the line to get the shortest run. 8 tenths up, but it's only a couple of positions gained for the Grim Sleeper. Got 7 minutes left on the clock. Equivalence is invalidated. He must be coming in because he's so close to the Aston Martin, regardless of who's starting a lap or not. As Lee Webb starts his next lap, and the Eagle is warming up his tyres for his next attempt as well. Wiggy goes on to the front row with a 123.3. We may see a 122 at the end of the session. We might do. It might be slightly optimistic though, if that's the case. So we'll keep an eye on Lee Webb as he rounds turn 5, using all the road on the outside, of course. DRS open to give him around 23 kilometres an hour of extra speed down the straight. Wiggy just about to round the final couple of corners. Don't think they're on a lap though, as we wait for Lee Webb to come around the final corner. Personal best in the first 2 sectors. Moves up a place or so. A 124.5 for him. With 5 minutes left on the clock. Dan White on a lap here, down on his lap time though. Was down in the first sector by just over a tenth. Is that going to be the same exiting sector 2? No, it's a fastest overall in the second sector of 35.3. So he's flying after those first few corners of the lap into turn 11, 12. Now hitting the brakes, trying not to lock up the front. Through 13, nicely over the curb. Again, just off the curb though. Goes off the track though. The first line is the track limits line. He will dive in. Or not. Maybe he didn't realise he was invalidated. He was 3/10 up. Where would that have put him? Around 3rd or 4th place, something like that. As Winsworth comes out of the garage, it's a Ferrari, Red Bull and Red Bull who are in the top 3 positions as it stands. Looney Man on a lap as Andy Hill says hello. Hi Andy, how you doing, mate? As we go down into turn 6, braking just around the 100 metre, but Looney locks up his front left tyre there. Just once you hit those brakes and try and add some rotation in as well, the tyres really do not agree with it. He's up in the first sector though, personal best for him here, but he is around 2.5 seconds off the pace, half a second up as he exits sector 2. So 1 sector to go. Maybe this was the sector where he made the biggest mistake overall. Started in 11th last week in Miami, in 15th at the moment. Can he get himself into the top 10? As he rounds the final couple of corners, the 69 Williams. Looks like it will be a 123. No, 124.8, and still down at the back. Disappointing effort from the Welshman. Dan White comes into the pits as Speechy rounds turn 5, overtake button pressed. He is on a flying lap here. Personal best 17.5 in the first sector. We lose that lane down into the braking zone, braking at 100 metres, using some of the curve for the right front. Through the left and the right, not using too much curve on that second part of the chicane. I'll be there, getting out of the way on the left-hand side, diving into turn 9, just a personal, a session best middle sector, but it isn't. It's a personal best of 35.5 in that middle sector. He's on pace though with cars around him. Speechy now going through turn 13 and 14 on the raggedy edge there underneath the hotel. Back to the left, flat out, overtake button press through mid corner. You don't see that all too often. Around the final corner, staying to the left hand side. Didn't use the curve though. It's 5th fastest. It's 4 and a bit tenths up on his time, and it's a 3rd row start at the moment with 2 minutes left on the clock. He has got fuel to go again, so potentially he's going to do a cool down lap and then go again. As we know, the drivers can recharge the battery more now, so it's more realistic that you can do a cool down and go again. Royal Rumble going slowly, so he'll be prepping for another lap. Craig MC is going slowly as well, as Looney Man has decided to wind it up once more to do one more hot lap. We'll ride on board with him. He goes down the hill through turn 4, hitting the brakes around 50 metres for turn 5, locking that left front again, but only a little bit, so hopefully was able to get the car stopped nicely and get the rotation in. It looked like it was. He'll move just slightly more to the middle of the track as he does there, because the lane cuts off. Braking out the 100-metre board. Watch out for the locking of the left front. He does do it again, though. We saw it last time around. He is up in his first sector time. So is Craig MC, who's just ahead of him on the standings as we come to the end of sector 2. He's up again, but only by just over half a tenth in the second sector. He's got to pull something massive out of the bag in this final sector, turn 11, and now into turn 12, using all the road on the outside, maybe compromise his line slightly, using all the curve on the middle part of turns 13 and 14. Back to the left again for that flat out penultimate corner, using all the curve again. It does look slightly better. Is it going to be a 124 again? It is. It's only 0.27 of a second faster. He's just beaten Craig MC, who looks like he'll be starting on in 15th and just off the back rows. Well, the back row, should I say? Because we're only going to have one driver on that back row with 17 drivers competing. As we've got the checkered flag out, we're now waiting for the Grim Sleeper, who is up in both sectors, so this should be a good time from him here. It's a 24.2. It's 10th fastest for him as we wait for Jazz in the McLaren up next, and then Fred Tuck after that. He goes 4th fastest, a 123.4. Fred Tuck now around the final corner, but has invalidated as we wait for the provisional pole sitter. Is he going to get himself into the 122s? He could do. It's a 123 dead. He puts himself even further ahead. It's an even further provisional pole for him as Hilly goes on to the second row. It's a 123.4. The time's dropping as the checker flag is now out. The Plevelance has got onto the front row as the Eagle crosses line, goes 8th fastest, just over half a second up on his previous attempt. His Wiggy has invalidated his time as we wait for Craig MC, who is not competing in this round of laps as he did slightly earlier on, as we've got Dan White, who is down on his previous attempt, but he's up in the middle sector. Can he be up in the final? He's the last man to see the checker flag on a flying lap. No, he's down on his time. He's going to be starting in 10th place out of 17. So we wait for Looney Man to come into the pits. That is the end of qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Ferrari Chaz Knight Rider on pole, the Plevelance alongside him. So there you have it, Chaz on pole. The Plevelance is in second. Wiggy is starting third. Hilly starting fourth. Winsworth rounds out the top 5. Then it's Jazz. Fred Tuck in 7th. The Eagle is 8th. 9th is Speechy. Dan White rounds out the top 10. Then we have the Grim Sleeper, Royal Rumble, Lee Webb, Looney Man, Craig MC, and then we had Speck and Hateman, who did not get a lap in, and one was actually disqualified from the session, which was Hateman. So we get ready for the formation lap. I believe we do have a formation lap today. We didn't last week, so I'll keep my eye out. We shouldn't be starting on the softs at all. I think the majority will start on. But I think we will have a formation lap today. Actually, we'll just quickly see if it's on. Formation lap is on, so we'll be back when the formation lap starts. So as I said, the formation lap started, but we're here on the formation lap. We're going to have 29 laps to race. And if you want to know what that is in kilometres and miles, I have got it. 153 kilometres, or just over 95 miles. So if you're in the UK, to put that in perspective, I think we're going to be doing just under sort of Birmingham to London kind of distance, or vice versa. That's kind of where we're at. How else do I describe it? Manchester to Birmingham as well. It's around that kind of distance. So 4 drivers are on the hard tyre, everyone else on the mediums, which means 13 on the mediums, and then there's a Red Bull who's around. It's Wiggy who's starting in 3rd place, literally just behind the pole sitter. So a very good spot to have, especially if you can get a bit of a slipstream. It is a short run to turn 1 here, and it's a 90-degree left anti-clockwise circuit, so it's one of a few. Even though we are getting more anti-clockwise circuits as they're being built, actually, they do seem to have more anti-clockwise circuits built than not, actually. So as we wait for drivers to get themselves on the back row, waiting for the Alpine and Haas to get themselves sorted, we've got Chaz Knight Rider on the front row alongside the Mercedes of the Plevolent. We've got the 10th round of the season here in Abu Dhabi, and we've got 5 red lights and foot flat to the floor as we get ready to go racing. Chaz Knight Rider getting a good launch here. The Plevolent's bogged down a little bit. He's got Wiggy alongside him, and then Hilly goes into 3rd place. That gap opening for him on the inside as Fred Tuck moves up a couple of places as well, and then Jazz loses 3 places at the start as we round turn 4 and down the hill into turn 5. Wiggy trying to look around the outside, trying to gain back the place that he lost, or sorry, it was Winsworth who was trying to go around the outside on his teammate Wiggy. As we go down the back straight here, on board with the 2nd Red Bull car, the car down in 5th place. And in the background here, look at this, we've got the Alpine and the RB, the Alpine of Speckbalg trying to move up even more places. He's already moved up 4. He's going to try a 5th here on the RB of Royal Rumble, who's already moved up a place himself as we go down through turn 8 and on our way to turn 9. The leader's going through it as we speak, and everyone behaving themselves rather well. Going into the hotel section now, turn 11 and 12. The top 2 haven't changed. Hilly moving up that 1 place. We've got Chaz, the Plevolent, Hilly, Wiggy, Winsworth, the Eagle, Speechy, Fred Tuck, Jazz, and the Grim Sleeper, who are in the top 10 in that order at the moment. Around the final corner, as we go on to lap 2, Chaz Knight Rider with that 1:28.4 fastest lap into turn 1. DRS enabled, and we'll have that between turns 5 and 6 in a few moments' time. And it looks like everyone at the moment, if it stays like this out of the next corner, will all have DRS apart from Chaz Knight Rider as we exit turn 5 now and over the DRS activation point. I think the whole field's going to have DRS apart from Chaz Knight Rider here as the Plevolent gets closer, but even closer than that is Speechy behind. No one going for a move at turn 6 and 7. They all have DRS again, apart from the leader, as I said, and the Eagle cutting off the line for Speechy as he gets the cut back here through turn 10. Difficult place to get an overtake turn at 12. He's got to be a lot closer than he was. Under the bridge that connects the 2 parts of the hotel, there's your pit stop strategies: medium to hard, or potentially a 2-stop of medium hard, or vice versa if you have started on the hard tyre. Of course, you've got the unique pit lane here where it goes underneath the circuit. You go into the pits on the right hand side and come out on the left just after turn 2, where we're at right now. You can see the pit lane exit line there on the right hand side of your screen. Winsworth just starting to break away from the Eagle as they go through the hairpin at turn 5. And up the hill, DRS enabled. Chaz trying to break the toe here as the Plevolent gains down the straight using the overtake button. DRS and slipstream to his advantage. Further back though is Speechy trying to go the long way round, and then the Eagle moving across, just giving him enough space. And then the two Saubers coming together here as they actually start ghosting through the second part of the chicane, through turn 8 and on the way towards turn 9. And then the lead changes hands here as the Plevolance now into the lead. Plevolance leading the way on lap 4, has 1 win to his name this season, 2 podiums, 2 fastest laps, on average of 25 points per race. Of course, you get 50 points for a win here in Power Grid. We did have it somewhere. There it is. Yeah, 50 points for the win, 42 points for second, 37 points for third place, 33 for fourth, 30 for fifth. We'll just go down to the 10th place. 27 for 6th, 7th 24, 21 8, 18 for 9th, 16 for 10th, and then you drop 2 positions, 2 points down to 13th, which ends with 10 points. 2 points all the way down to 15th, and then 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's how the point system works. Speechy there up the inside this time around. He tried it last lap and the Eagle cut him off. There's Jazz fighting here with the Alpine of Speckbelg and gets past for the moment. See Royal Rumble locking up the right front there into the hotel section under the bridge, and you can hear the McLaren actually dabbing the throttle pedal, the Grim Sleeper, round in that section where Nicholas Latifi actually spun out in 2021, which caused all the controversy at the end of that race. Fred Tuck getting past Speckbelg. He's going to go for a move on the Eagle. No, he's not. The Grim Sleeper in the pits as he just comes out. The senior snooze it says, "Come on, Dale, keep your focus." I am paraphrasing a little bit. I think that was for the Grim Sleeper. The McLaren of Jazz and Speckbelg going up the inside here. Is he going to get it done into 12, trying to outbrake, and does so. Has that inside. It would be so hard to get a move done on the outside. It is possible as Jazz loses the car there and loses a couple of places in the process as well. Dan White up to 11th place. We'll check back in with positions gained and lost. The top two haven't moved any places at all, are in their original positions. Winsworth and Frere Tuck also in that same situation. Our biggest loser at the moment is Jazz, down 7 places. Speckbelg up 6 places after starting in the bottom 2. He actually started 16th place at the start. Winsworth getting close to his Red Bull teammate inside line, who's been gifted to him here, and then the inside line turns into the outside as that track has that bit of cut in, as it always does. But he moves up nonetheless. Wiggy now down a couple of places as the top two switch places again. The Plevolance takes the lead, and these two almost in a battle of their own. Winsworth not too far back, but not within DRS range but has got a lot of company with him. Here goes the Eagle and Fred Tuck almost making contact there at the exit of turn 9, and I think the Eagle will hold on to it into 12, maybe not actually, as he runs wide, and Fred Tuck having to go the long way round now at 13 and 14. Does the outside prevail? It certainly does. He's moved up into 6th place, and it was a lovely move from him there back into his original position. Over the line, lap 7 of 29. The leaders going through turn 1. So the Plevelance having a very good last lap. A 127.1 for him, a 128.1 for Chaz last time around. But however, on this lap, Chaz been able to bring that back again, and Winsworth right with them as well. It's a three-way fight for the lead place at the moment. There's a good scrap for 4th place as well. I think he's gone a bit deep there as Wiggy. He's going to lose the place, as he? No, gets the traction on the racing line on the outside eventually. And keeps it for now. Dan White very close with Royal Rumble here. Is he going to go for a move into turn 12? As Royal again locks up, as he's done time and time again. The Alpines now both inside the top 10. Potentially could have a good haul of points. Is Lee Webb getting close as he tries to fight through the penultimate corner, but holds back, and probably he's thinking about the next DRS zone between turns 5 and 6. Here goes Fred Tuck on the Eagle. He's going to have to go on the outside, and whilst that's going on as well, Wiggy and Hilly switching places, and whilst that's going on, Chaz takes back the lead from Winsworth, who had it for only but a moment. Again, Lee Webb getting busy with Jazz and Haytham. Lee Webb on the outside here. We know that the traction's very good on the racing line now on the outside. Is it going to pay off? It certainly does. It's 13th place at turn 12 for Lee Webb. Dan White getting the first time penalty of the evening, 3 seconds, as we're about a third of the way through this race, and we have the first pit stop. The trigger has been pulled for the drivers on the mediums, going to go to the hards, potentially to the end. It's a long way to go though, 20 laps or so for Wiggy, if he is going for that one stop, potentially a 2-stop of mediums or softs at the end of the race, especially if he didn't use a set in the 18-minute qualifying session a bit earlier on. Here goes Winsworth, getting closer and closer to the left-hand side, the right-hand side of our screen, the inside line for him. Getting on the marbles, but does have the grip to brake later as Chaz tucks in behind, gets DRS for himself to go on the attack down towards turn 9. These three have been together for about 4 or 5 laps now. Very respectful. Who's going to pit first? It won't be Winsworth, because he's on the hard tyre, only one of 4 drivers who started on the hards. His spec Balg gets past here, and Lee Webb on the inside of Haytham as well. The outside line again, look how grippy the line is there on the outside of turn 9 on the exit. So Chaz into the pits. Apologies, didn't realise I was on mute there for a second. Into the pits for him. Onto the hard tyres till the end, I would presume at this point. A bit too late, I think, for a two-stop strategy. Hilly in the pits as well. He's gone on to the hards by the looks of things as well. Chaz comes out in 12th place, I think. Might be close with Wiggy. I don't think it will be though. He comes out in 12th. When will the next lot of cars come into the garage as Winsworth and the Plevolent side by side at turn number 5? Turn 6, sorry. And we'll keep an eye on the lap time of Chaz Knight Rider. We did a 1:30.9 last time, but we can't really take that as proper, to be fair, because that was including the pit stop window. Royal Rumble getting past Hateman there. Apologies, we just missed that. Now, is the Plevolent going to respond here on the inside of the flat-out penultimate? Not with so much fuel, though. Do have to have a little lift. He is going to cover off Chaz Knight Rider. It was a slower in-lap from the Plevolent and compared to Chaz as he now comes down the start-finish. I think he will come out ahead of the Plevolents with that undercut by quite some margin by the looks of things as well. The Eagle is retired in the garage. That won't cause a safety car or anything like that, and Chaz gets out with quite a lot to spare actually. It's a big surprise how big the undercut was there for him. We'll see if the tyre offset is as big for Winsworth later on when he goes on to the mediums for the alternative strategy. Has looked very fast on the hards, obviously been able to keep pace with the other two. So in for a very good chance of a race win here, I would suspect. Hayton with Lee Webb, we've seen this over and over again in the first 11 laps. To the outside for Hateman. If he holds on to this, that grippy outside line will pay off. No, falls back, and Lee Webb having a very good defensive line on the inside. See smoke there from Royal Rumble's car where he locks up again. Still waiting for the next lot of drivers to pit. It'll be the drivers on the mediums. Fred Tuck being the first one. I think Specky will come in as well. Speechy will come in. Spec Bell will stay out for another lap, not wanting to double stack and lose time. It's a better way just to do an extra lap, even though it's will be a slower lap this time around compared to his teammate. So Chaz, I was going to say in 7th place, but he's in a fight with the McLaren of Jazz and Hateman, who's gone wide here and has to clout over the curves and clouts into the side of Chaz Knight Rider and is spun around. That's all Hateman's fault there. I can't see how that's anyone else's. Too audacious from him there. Here comes Chaz to the right-hand side, the outside line, but then can just get back onto the racing line as he got the move done before they fully got themselves on the brake pedal. Spec Bell coming in this lap, as I said, just doing the opposite to his teammate who he was right next to. We'll now see how powerful that undercut is. A 3-second time penalty for Jazz there, as Dan White is the other one in 2nd place as it stands. Spetbalg on the hard tyre. His teammate coming down the start finish. Look how big of an advantage you get with the undercut here at Abu Dhabi. And Speckbauer's going to be a good few seconds behind his teammate. Once he exits the pit lane, he will have that 1 lap fresher tyre. He's 3.5 seconds back. He was about a second behind. He's lost 2.5 seconds in 1 lap there. So thank you everyone who's been watching so far. We've got a very decent amount of viewers watching the stream. It's very much appreciated. If it's your first time here on the channel and you're liking the content, give the video a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really is appreciated. Trying to get to 4:30. Was trying to get to 4:30 by the end of last week. We were so close. To see if we can do it by the end of tonight. I'm sure there's two of you that have yet to subscribe. Maybe you have done already before I've even pulled this out. So yeah, thanks for watching, much appreciated. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've been enjoying the content, especially the overtakes like that one there from Chaz Knight Rider, the net race leader, now in 3rd place. So we've just gone past the halfway point. Top 2 yet to pit. We'll keep an eye on who is still yet to pit. It's Royal Rumble as well. He's the other one on the hard, as you can see, really struggling on that hard tyre. They should go for maybe, I was going to say, a few more laps, but Royal Rumble done with that set of hards. He gets a time penalty for corner cutting there. I have no idea what for. He may appeal that after the race. That might have been some form of glitch. Where will he pop out here? 10th something, further back than that. Probably looking at about 14th place, I think, for Royal Rumble. Or maybe not, maybe just ahead of his teammate actually. Maybe called that completely wrong. It will be close with his teammate. 11th place for him. Just behind Lee Webb. He does have that time penalty though, remember. So since Chaz got that undercut on the Prevalence, he's maintained that gap that he got with that undercut. It's not really changed between the two of them. Their lap times reasonably similar. Chaz had a much better lap time last time around, a 26.3. Hilly's the driver with the fastest lap at the moment. So 1:26 dead for the fastest lap right now. It's Dan gets a time penalty as well. That pit lane glitch definitely seems like a glitch. Winsworth comes in. We'll see how much quicker he is on this offset of strategy. He's going to have, what, 13 laps to go till the end? Comes out just ahead of Fred Tuck as well. So that worked out well for him. He's got clean air ahead. Let's hope he doesn't have to worry about Fred Tuck behind. He is worrying about him though. He's going to the left-hand side and trying to break the toe as much as possible, but he will have the grip of those tyres underneath him. So he shouldn't have to worry when he's on lap 18. If he can deal with him on this next DRS straight, which I think he can, because he's too far back to go for a move. He'll make up all the time that he needs to in this final sector in Abu Dhabi. Be interesting to see who can take the fastest lap as well, as we just got on to lap 18. That gap still 2.5 seconds. Grim Sleeper is out. Yellow flag, safety car deployed with just over 10 laps to go. I think everyone will come in for a set of softs or a set of mediums at the very least. This has changed up the game now. Chaz, who's built up only a few second gap, but it was so important because his pace was so close with the prevalence. All for nothing now. He's going to have to either build it all the way back up, or it's going to be a fight like it was in the first sort of 10 laps and the last 10 laps. Obviously hoping for the latter more than the first option. So, will everyone pit? Will drivers like Winsworth stay out because he's literally just gone to that set of mediums? Or will the opportunity to go on a new set of soft? Well, I say a new set, they're probably a scrub set. And if there was a new set and we're going to go on to it now, why didn't he go on to it the previous lap is the question. Chaz does come in, and usually racing drivers aren't like sheep, they will follow everyone else in. Wiggy Hilly doing the same. I think the only one that might not is Winsworth. He might want track position here, as he's just gone onto a fresh set of medium tyres. He doesn't actually, he comes in as well. Speechy stays out on the hard tyre there. Takes the lead of the race. Hard tyre's got to be 6 laps old. Big risk for the Alpine driver, I would say. Royal Rumble, is he coming in? No, he wants to take track position as well. He's just gone on to a set of mediums. That's more understandable. Lee Webb hoping for a bit of track position. Track position you'll gain though is 1 place. So maybe he should have gone into the pits. I think Craig might beat Jazz to safety car line 2. It will be close, but it will be Craig MC in 12th place. Just wait for Haytham to get to the back. When we start the next lap, there'll be 10 laps to go. I don't think we'll get going this lap too soon. We'll be going with 9 laps to go. We'll see what everyone's gone on to now at this point. Welcome along to everyone who's just joining us. We're going to have about 9 laps of racing to the end. We've had a safety car come out because of the Grim Sleeper crashing in the 3rd sector. It's actually the first intervention from race control today. So just one more time, guys, if any of you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're liking the content, and if you're liking this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. If you want to have an idea of when we're doing races and that kind of thing, hit the notification bell as well. You can do it for all or just some of the content. So like Power Grid on a Tuesday, you could just do it for that if you're interested in just watching the Tuesday races. So coming out of the final corner, starting lap 20, we should get going at the end of this lap, which would mean 9 laps to go. So we have all 3 tyre compounds on the track at the moment. Got 1 driver on the softs, 1 driver on the hard tyres, and 12 drivers on the mediums. And all of those drivers on the mediums, bar Dan White and Royal Rumble, pit for those mediums under this safety car. The others pit literally just before the safety car, so saw no point in pitting again. Safety car will be in at the end of this lap. We've got Speechy, who will be leading us away, who is leading the race for the first time today as well. I have a strong feeling, a sneaky feeling, that he won't be leading for very long. Decided to take the track position, but is on the slowest compound and a few laps old. Admittedly, a couple of those laps have been under this safety car, but it will mean the tyres have cooled down somewhat. Charles finished in second in Miami last week. Will he turn it into a race win today? Speechy will get us underway. Looks like he's going to get us underway out of the final corner of turn 16, or just before that. We go racing again on lap 21. 9 laps remaining. Is Charles going to take the lead of the race into turn 1? No, waits for a better opportunity. It's turn 2 the opportunity. It looks like it is on the inside. It's almost flat out through that corner. It's flat out at turn 3 as they appear over the hill. He's already into the lead. The Plevolent's also taking second place. Is Dan White going to try and take that third place spot? Is Speechy going to lose 3 places in only 5 corners here? No, he holds on for a little bit longer, but the Plevolent is back within that half a second margin of Chaz Knight Rider. He was never even within anywhere close of a second, really, before the safety car after the first round of pit stops. He's now been gifted another opportunity for this race victory. These two were glued together in the first 12 laps before the pit stops. Will that be the case again in the final 8.5 laps we have remaining? And how's Winsworth going to do on the soft tyre? He pit for the mediums just before the safety car, so I wonder why he didn't go for this option before the safety car came out. It does seem kind of strange now, but there you go. That's what he's decided to do at this point. Maybe because he had a couple of laps to do under the safety car, that brought it down somewhat. But keep an eye on him, because he could make up a good few places. He needs to do it early though, because those soft tyres will start to run their course quite quickly. DRS enabled on lap 22. We'll see that for the first time out of turn 5. Is Speechy going to be outside of that DRS range once we get down to the braking zone of turn 5, where the detection point is? It looks like it, and then Wiggy slides his Red Bull up the inside. He'll have DRS to actually close the gap on the top 2. Smart play from him there. The Haas of Dan White as well, getting past Speechy, and he's going to be overtaken by the McLaren of Hilly as well. Almost looks like he stopped still on the straights of how many cars have just got past him. Oh, Wiggy going wide. And he's now lost the place to Hilly, but he has that 3-second time penalty. Royal Rumble moving up into 6th place, overtaking Speechy as well. It's Smack Valve and Fred Tuck fighting for places. I can't keep up with how many battles are going on at the moment. Hilly on the inside at turns 10, 11, and hitting the brakes for turn 12. Is he going to get the move done as they exit that corner, or is it going to carry on through the hotel section? No, he gets it done nice and easy for him. It looked, maybe it was harder than it looked. Dan White very close to the back of Wiggy as Winsworth gets a time penalty down in 10th, not using the soft tyres to the best of his ability at the moment, and the best of their ability as well. Smackbound off the track here, has to rejoin and almost down right at the back. Must have made a mistake. Speechy's still in 7th place. Not for long though is Fred Tuck. Slides that Sauber up the inside, but Speechy coming back at him here as they have a bit of a drag race down towards turn 6. Fred Tuck gets it done in the end eventually. The Cleverance through and past and into the lead once again. Hasn't been in the lead for quite some laps now, around 15 laps or so. It should be a one-on-one fight between these two to the end of the race. Around the final corner, starting lap 24, the Cleverance getting the fastest lap there and having the extra point for the time being. So once we cross the line, there will be 5 laps remaining. Be an interesting fight for the podium as well. Wiggy in that hot seat at the moment for third place, as he's not got a time penalty where other drivers around him has, apart from Fred Tuck, who's not too far behind here, so he's also within a shout of the third place spot. So the Cleverance has 1 warning, Chaz has none, so he's got 2 in hand with just over 5 laps to go. The Cleverance can be slightly naughty one more time, otherwise he is in big trouble. So much so he'd be sort of worrying about if he's going to be on the podium or not. As Winsworth comes in, the soft tyres haven't worked out for him, have they? These two got a 3.5 second gap to the car behind, and Winsworth retires from the race. Commiserations to him. He just got frustrated with his strategy and the cars around him, and just the situation. Obviously, he can't see out the last 5 laps, as he also now leaves the session as well. Fred Tuck getting past Royal Rumble, and then just behind him the Alpine of Speckbelg. Oh, just squeezing Jazz almost off the road there, and then cutting across in front of him. They almost came together again as the Cleverance takes back the lead once more. Hilly into third. Has Wiggy got any warnings at all? He's got two warnings, so he's on his last legs, and if he gets a time penalty, as Dan's got 9 seconds, so he's out of the picture for a podium. Obviously Fred Tuck's involved as well, but if he does get a penalty, Hilly will be right there with them for a chance to get the podium. Fred Tuck also with 2 warnings. How interesting. So Chaz, only 1 race win this season, 3 poles, 4 podiums, just been super consistent all season long. As Craig MC retires, it's a virtual safety car right towards the end. Gives them a chance to recharge the batteries, just have a breather for a second. They're both fully charged, they're fully prepared for this battle at the end. Shouldn't be too long until this is over. So both the Plevolance and Chaz having one race win. 2 more podiums for Chaz though. 3 laps to go. The VSC should be ending any time now. And Chaz getting a 20-second time penalty for ignoring the VSC. That is a kick in the stomach for the McLaren driver. So is Speckbalg, so is Speechy as well. All of them, and Royal Rumble, those 4 all with 20 seconds worth of penalties. They're all in the same boat, so they should all stay in to the end. Would be my guess. They'll all be able to see around them who's got the time penalties as well. Wiggy not wanting to take too many risks here. He has got Fred tucked not too far behind. He'll know he doesn't have a time penalty as well. He'll know he's his biggest threat. With just over 2 laps left to go. Two laps to go. It's looking like a 2-horse race at the end between the Mercedes driver of the Plevolance and Chaz Knight Rider. We see Chaz towards the front week in, week out. Only been able to take 1 win this season though, however. And here he goes through the gears. Oh, thought about it, and then at the last moment decided that he would wait for a better opportunity to arise, as Wiggy and Hilly going for position here. Wiggy knows he wants to get into that 3rd place to give himself a bigger buffer to Fred Tuck, who's the only one that doesn't have a time penalty. Dan White now getting past Hilly, and then Fred Tuck on the outside here. Big lunge from the Sauber driver, makes contact with the Haas. I'm not sure which one made contact there, and now it is between Fred Tuck as Hilly is around and out of the race. It's too late for a safety car at this point. It's now Fred Tuck in 3rd place. He's gone from 6th to 3rd in about 4 corners, and it's between him and the Red Bull driver of Wiggy for the final podium place as we go on to the final lap. All 3 podium places are up for grabs in these last 3.2 miles as we go around turn 2 and 3 in the slight left to turn 4. The DRS detection point is there. Is Chaz going to get it done down this straight or wait for the next one? My guess would be the next one. Of course, the Plevolance will want him. Would he want him to go past? Would he ease off and actually let him through? Oh, they're both playing a bit of a DRS game of chicken here. And Chaz will get the DRS, and the Plevolance did not get the greatest of launches here as Chaz has to go to the outside of the Mercedes driver as the Mercedes dives into turn 9 trying to defend the position. Chaz into 1st place, and then Wiggy taking 3rd place off Fred Tuck at the same corner as the Plevolance tries to go at the inside at turn 12, and now into the hotel section side by side at 13. Wiggy getting a time penalty. He's going to lose the podium place as the Plevolance goes off and into the wall and round, and he's not going to be on the podium. By the looks of things here, Wiggy might have saved himself a 3rd place, but from nowhere Chaz Knight Rider takes the win, but from nowhere Fred Tuck will take 2nd place at the end of this race. And Wiggy, will he finish on the podium? Yes, he will. Chaz Knight Rider takes his 2nd race victory of the season and closes the gap to Milan but I think it's too big of a gap now. I think Milan is crowned our champion with a second place spot will be up for grabs. That was a fantastic final lap of the race. Freitag taking that second place, just gifted to him right at the very end, and Chaz Knight Rider taking the win. I wonder if that will go to the stewards later on between him and the Prevalent. So it's saying Speckbell got the fastest lap. Is Milan Racing? It's a different name, actually. Anyone? Does anyone know? Because that would be really embarrassing if that's the case. And if so, let's see. Where's Alpine? Speckbell, isn't it? So he didn't finish P7. So that must have been Milan, surely. Let's have a look. Get my bearings. I think it is. So Chaz Knight Rider takes the victory today. Then Freitag in second. Third was Wiggy. The Prevalent finishing in fourth. Fifth was Lee Webb. Sixth was Haytham. Dan White finishing seventh. Speckbell was eighth. Ninth was Royal Rumble. 10th was Speechy. 11th was Jazz. 12th was Hilly. Craig MC was 13th. And DNF'd. Winsworth also DNF'd in 14th. 15th was Grinsley, DNF'd as well. The Eagle and Looney Man were the last two. 16th and 17th, both of them having DRSs, DNFs also, sorry, rather than DNFs, DRSs. So, next week, we should be at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix next Tuesday. Not sure what tier I'm with. It just sort of changed week by week. It should be either the Elite or Champions tier, as it has always been on All About Racing. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the content, I had a couple of comments saying the race was really good. So if that's the case, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys, if you haven't done so already. It's been really good to have you along. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with me and Lee, as always. And if not, we'll see you back here next Tuesday for either Champions or Elite tier. Until then, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.